Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today I have, for the first time, period, Carrie, Nerdy Girl Creates.
Hi, Robert. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
I'm doing good and thank you for coming on. And today you're more of a Marvel person than you are a DC person, correct?
Yes, I have been a big Marvel fan since like the 90s, and
Mm-hmm.
X-Men is definitely the one that got me into Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, I thought you were talking a little more. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, Marvel. I am a huge Marvel fan. Love the X-Men. Love Captain America, especially Bucky Barnes.
oh, yep. Oh boy, don't get me started on the recent stuff.
Oh, you
Why
should
do they have
see
to
me
make
on
it more
Twitter.
complicated? Why do they have to make it more complicated?
Oh no, yeah, you should have seen me on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, what Brubaker did was fine. Why do you have to add more to it?
No, and then it feels like you're kind of undoing a lot by suddenly saying like this group has been manipulating him since a kid. Like, didn't we just do this with the Punisher and Hydra
Uh huh.
Cap and
Well, Hydrograph was slightly different, at least.
yeah, at least that was slightly different, but I feel like they can't come up with a new concept.
Yeah, but for this, we're going over Wolverine Origins, and this will be a sort of a multi-parter. Hopefully, if this one does good. But we're going to do, right, for this one, we're going to start with the lead into it.
Okay.
Origins and endings. Now, House of M has occurred, and at the end, Bender set up that Wolverine remembers everything.
Hmm.
So who did they task to do it? Daniel Way, of all people. Nothing against the guy. He's done some good stuff. In fact, this is what led to it. This doing this stuff is what led to him doing his Deadpool run. And he
Yeah.
actually would write the Deadpool game.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I,
and eventually we will be getting characters like Dakin, the Dark Wolverine, Wolverine's son.
right.
Yep.
That started off a very interesting character, but
But Way wasn't the one who derailed him.
no, that at least he didn't do.
Yep, and I guess they needed to Marjette Liu, who really started things very strongly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's just dive in. With this cover, first of all, it's clearly an homage to Wolverine Origins, or just Origins.
Yeah, and that one I'm familiar with more than this one.
Yep. And, well, we open up right away was in Tokyo, Japan, as Wolverine's calling up Emma. Like, hey, so what's your first move? You're the mind reader. You tell me. Nick, you're angry. Can you blame me? Agents have been all over me lately. Shield must have been sweating bullets when and with me slipping and in and out of the grid so much. Most definitely. In the light of recent events, I'm sure you can understand why. You ain't gonna try and stop me, are you? No, nor will I help you. And since you asked, Logan, the answer is no. The one you're seeking, I don't know where he is. Basically, in other words, he's starting to remember that, he's been manipulated so much, but he doesn't realize how much, because it's basically you have all of the answers. He remembers everything, but unfortunately, that includes remembering all of the bogus memories implants.
Right.
So the big question is, which of those are real and which are not?
Right. And that was like, yeah, one of the things like he
Yep. Oh, like FedExtra. That's one way to
Oh
get around
god.
FedEx. But yeah, so walks up to one guy and, well, fights off a bunch of the guys that he puts on. And turns out he had his costume in there.
Ah, gotcha.
You must wear a suit. I'm putting it on right now. Doof. Like, I'll show you. Like, Yosha, I'll show you mercy, but you must do something for me. Oh, and apparently, he makes like the subject's gone underground. Again, I will say this: Mark Texeria does great artwork.
Yeah, I was about to say, I do like the art.
Yep. Last time I talked about him was his Space Punisher comic.
Ah,
Yeah, which I realized I should have brought here to have Frank Texeria sign because he wrote that one. Oh, but again, so far we don't know what Wolverine's doing. That's the one. That's the one thing, though. For Exhibit saying we're going to give the answers, it's a very slow bird.
yeah, I was about to say, is he climbing up an elevator shaft? Is that what he's climbing up?
He was, and now he's no. Now he's, and well, now he is. First, he was on a subway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Seeing
what I
him
was
like,
trying to figure out.
yeah, he was climbing up, and now he's climbing up these wires. Now he's actually counting the floors. 113, 114, 115, 3, 2. Oh no, he was timing it so he could chop through the window and through the truck, and I mean the car.
Gotcha.
Okay, I gotta say this. One thing Wade does very well is he shows that Wolverine is very good at what he does from all of his training.
Yeah. I the idea of just climbing under the subway and doing this. Oh, now he's got Dum Dum on him.
Yep, I love Dum Dum. I did
Yeah.
not like when they revealed, oh, Dum Dum's been dead for years.
And he's a model life decoy. Oh,
But then they eventually did bring the real Dum Dum back.
yeah.
Again, it's, oh boy, I'm gonna go up on this. You know what the dumbest case of? Someone them trying to change something, and like trying to change the dynamics of the Marvel universe, but then it didn't go anywhere, and then it got undone. Was Mark Millar's run of
Oh,
Wolverine, where he completely made Baron Strokoff a cuck who let the Gorgon take one of his wives and all this stuff, and he just let him do it. And then when he failed, he just willingly had himself commit suicide so then it could be passed on. And then it was later made clear, oh yeah, that was an LMD done so they can take the hand could try and take over Hydra.
I hate when they write themselves into these corners and then they have to come up with a dumb way to retcon it.
But yeah, well, it was Hickman who undid it.
Okay.
Yeah, because Millar was clearly like, oh yeah, we're going to change everything. We're having the Hydra and the Hand work together. And in itself, that's a scary idea. But again, to completely make Strokoff a complete cuck.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Hand and Hydra are always kind of loosely tied, but
Sort of. I
operated.
mean, it's better
Yeah.
Hickman at least revealing that, oh, it turns out Hydra had actually been manipulating deeper than we ever saw it with S.H.I.E.L.D. And then eventually find out from there that it turns out Nick was doing that even far longer than that.
Yeah.
Now that was a good mystery. But anyway, here's why Wolverine did all this. He wants to have a word with the Silver Samurai.
Ah, okay.
That's the reason behind all this. You're a hard man to find, Samurai. Perhaps Logan thought. But I am also, as you may have forgotten, simply just a hard man. So yeah, this whole reason, everything was just to get his attention.
Obviously, he needs answers.
Uh-huh. Oh, eventually when he's told, like, are you aware of the situation? Of course. Well, would you care to fill the rest of it in on what's going on? Because we're all very curious. So in other words, Dugan and the Avengers are contacting Emma. Like, I can tell you that the situation is not as it seems. It seems that Logan's jumped the fence again, Miss Frost. And at this time, he's gone after a head of state. I do not mean to be insulting, Captain America, but as I said, the situation is not as it seems. Profetti says Logan's regained his memory. All of his memory? All of his real memories? Yes, that is correct. Oh, all of these purging of Weapon X and everything. But people committing suicide, all this stuff over what he knows. That ain't a good thing, girly.
Isn't this also like at some point? I don't think it's like in this story, but in the following story where Bucky goes underground because he knows Logan remembered everything.
Well, eventually, actually, he meets up with and he deals with Bucky later in this.
Yeah.
In this arc.
Yeah, and then Bucky knows he remembers, and he doesn't wanna.
No, he's ready to face him.
Yeah, he takes the ink and puts it all over him. Was it ink
that's
or
all
oil?
in this. That's all in this. In fact, I do say it, though, that Wade was one of the few people allowed to tackle Bucky during this point, because it was still when Brubaker had the exclusive writing.
Yeah.
Because it's so important. Assure that we will pass on any and all information as soon as it becomes available. General Arnado, you would please remain on the line? Cap, we should talk. About what, Dugan? We were soldiers. Whatever we did back then, we did under orders. I wasn't aware of the consequences, and I'm not afraid of them now. Sorry for the delay, General. Now then, about the situation in Tokyo. Good. It makes me smile. He keeps his distance. He knows he can't get in close because of my claws, and he sticks to his advantage, his reach, his distance, and he keeps his distance. I keep mine. Eventually, we start talking. Not too long ago, I got all my memories back. Long story. Always thought having them back would give me some answers. Turns out it gave me more questions. So
Yep.
that's what I'm doing. I'm asking questions in my own way. Oh, and whoops. Damn, he's good. But I'm the best. And he chopped off his arm,
Ah.
which eventually he would get a fake arm later on.
Yeah.
But when you see stuff like that, you realize, oh, damn. And then you wonder if that's going to be carried over. Unfortunately, it was. It's kind of like, funny enough, since you're a Marvel person, I got to say, it's one of my favorite things that's retcon, but it's done so concretely that there's no way they could undo it.
What's that?
Blade being half white.
Ah.
You do know that, right?
Well,
But that was done so absolutely. We met his father. Everything is made very clear that it is his dad. There's no way to undo it.
Yeah.
And yes, it was done as a joke saying, I sure as hell ain't white, half white.
Yeah.
But I just love when they do stuff like that. But yeah, so basically he finds out what he wants from him and he leaves.
Yeah, I
Or
always
that
kind of
cut is
laughed
still...
out. Nobody goes for the
Right.
head on Logan.
No. But yeah, he left a mark there and makes his way in there, using that to, the water helps me stay conscious. The samurai warrior stuck me good. He knew right where to get me, in more ways than one. Shouldn't let what he told me rattle me so much, though. Shouldn't be surprised at all. It was inevitable. It's inevitable as the rain returning to the sea. So yeah, now he's making his way on board there, and eventually he collapses from the blood loss.
Okay.
Because remember, even though he still has his healing factor, it still takes a while, and especially when it's something like the Silver Samurai sword.
Yeah, it depends on the wound and what happened.
Yep.
Now
Oh,
he's
he's
having
remembering some of his.
flashbacks.
Yep. Now he's trying to remember all of his past loves. Now here's the other thing that also happens. Remember, Wolverine also would forget things on his own because of how his healing factor works.
Mm-hmm.
That if he suffered severe trauma, his mind would erase a lot of what he had had. People forget that part. It's why he forgot Rose and never remembered Rose until recently.
Right.
Because that trauma was so severe that his mind was wiped by his own power.
Well, yeah. I mean, with what happened there.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, he's now remembering another love, one that had his child. But he also remembers her death. What? Okay,
Oh, he's flashing back.
Yep. Oh, yeah. This is good artwork there. But yeah, he finally wakes up and the ship, the thing's on, like, ship's moving. Time to go. So yeah, he's basically getting a whiff and he's basically making it to Department K, a subsidiary of Department H. As we get a bit more about what, again, with his memories. Again, I do like how they don't make it clear, because Wade could have made it very clear, but he realized, no, there's so much mystery with Wolverine still. We need to keep the mystery going.
And they messed with his head so much.
Again, so many false memories too.
Yeah.
Yep, as soon as he gets there, it turned out this is where the weapon X stuff was done.
Ah, okay.
Yep. Gone. Covered up. But the smells are still here. The blood's still here. Rotting. Decomposing under a few coats of lead-based paint. And layers of hastily poured concrete. Right. Oh, yeah, so he's remembering having his claws and all that, of course. Right. Keep digging. Keep cutting. There's the entrance. Dr. Cordelius. Anybody? Makes his way down there, and they're still there.
They just left.
They just left it there and buried, covered in concrete. Oh yeah, you see, about like, and it works. Now, eventually, he's also remembering something else, something that dealt with someone in Japan, and he was waiting to find someone. Eventually, he wakes up and slaughters them. But he's too tired, so of course he gets his ass handed to him
Right.
until someone rescued him. Who could that be, I wonder? Yep, needed proof. That's why I came here. New Silver Samurai wasn't lying to me, but that doesn't necessarily mean much. He soon found out. He thought he was able to make it through all of this. That that like no one made us, put in a call or anything or trying to get word out. No, it turns out he had help. Someone shot the guy.
Mm.
And
Flashback to the Avengers.
yep, until well, we
There
find
he
out
is.
Bucky was connected.
Yep. I remember this part.
Yep, here we come with this. Oh, that bothered me though, that when we see him entirely covered in the ink, that's all we see him after this. So it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, he was trying to mask his smell, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I get that part. The Pentagon has requested a conference. Kind of figured they would. All right, contact all the respective heads of a private conversation. Fine. Tell them I'll be online in 2. Sir? Isn't that? I mean, we agreed to full disclosure in all concerned parties. That's good. Thanks, son. I needed that. I love. No, see,
Sure.
that's good token where I was like, we're supposed to be full disclosure. Like, right. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
Thanks, kid.
Furies doesn't even fully disclose everything.
Hello, gentlemen. Are we secured? Oh, very much so. When it comes to security, you really can't do much better than good old Fort Leavenworth. Like, you think this is funny? We're being treated like prisoners here. You're betraying as guests, and you're here for your own protection. Then why'd they take our belts and our shoes? What are you afraid what are you afraid we'll hang ourselves? Believe me, it wasn't my idea. It's standard procedure. Oh, never mind that. What's going on with Wolverine? We heard that he torched a Canadian military base. He torched what was under a Canadian military base. I freaking told him. That is it, Dugan. I'm going to get a preemptive strike pushed through, and you'll do no such thing. Effective immediately, and in turn further notice, I'm shutting down your comms. This is for your own protection. What? You can't do that, Dugan. I'll go over your head. In the meantime, I'll see what I can do about getting you gentlemen getting your belts back. Good day.
He
Lucky
puts him in a
bastard.
prison.
See, he's now paranoid.
Yeah.
Lucky bastards. If under lucky, and you don't know how lucky you are. Oh, someone's been gunning him down. Of course, as it's Bucky as he makes his way in there, and damn. Speaking of bad news, he's in a printing press.
He did his homework.
Yep, I'm already half blind. Now, between the smell of the ink and the noise of the presses, my nose and ears are damn near useless too. Play slick, kid. But then you always were a greasy SOB. Yep, there he is, covered in the ink. Yep.
He knew he couldn't outrun him.
He's saying something, screaming, and I can't hear a word of it, because I'm gone. Reality's slipping. Nothing's holding it together. Everything's disappearing. And so am I. Damn. Hope I don't kill him.
Berserk mode.
Yep. Well, and we'll do it your way. I know I can't kill you, Logan, but I'm going to come damn close. I'm just trying to buy some time. I've got my own problems to deal with. Oh! Upper hand. Oh, he gets his way out and no. And just like that, I'm back. Women tend to have that effect. I'll just stay on the roof. I hear noises, screaming. I come down to make sure you're still alive, to pay me. You keep doing what I tell you not to do, you're not going to be alive long enough to get paid. Do not come closer. Go to the hotel, 2 blocks down, room 3. In the desk, you'll find an ATM card. It'll access an old KGB operative fund. The pin is 4965 or 696. Take as much money as you want. I'll take the agreed and the amount we agreed to. No, you'll take more. You'll take that enough, and that you'll take enough so that you'll never have to do this work again. Once you have the money, you must leave. You must hide. There will be men after you, possibly that man, but he's dead. Not for long. Now get out of here. Will you come with me? No, and you wouldn't want me to. If you knew who I really what I've done, I'm a monster. I do not believe that. You think you should. Do you know why that man came after me? It's because I murdered his wife and his unborn baby. Oh boy.
It was all Bucky.
All Bucky's fault. But yep, this is the last issue of this one. No, you can hear me, and we don't have much time. So here it is. I remember everything now, and since you're here, I'm assuming you do too. I know I can't make it right, so all I can do is apologize. I'm sorry, Logan. I'm sorry for killing your wife. Itsu. That was her name. Itsu. And I loved her from the moment I laid eyes on her. But that's not why I went to Jasmine Falls. You have come. Why have you come to this place? I've come seeking redemption. Bondo Saboru. How do you know my name? It was my sensei, Master Ogun, who told me to seek you out when I was ready. Are you ready? Yes. Then rise, Logan. So basically, yeah, he's there to try and basically, people who were once ninjas have come here to learn a better life.
Yeah. He was looking for peace.
I love this. This will be your home. Get up. You are not a dog. You do not sleep on the ground like a dog. You are a man. This will be your home. But first, you must build it.
Yeah, it's like, no sleeping
I
on the
love
ground.
how he thought it was literal. I love how he thought it was literal. So yeah, he built his own house. And then found out from Itsu that she's pregnant. So he feels so happy now. He's been there for 4 years. He was the happiest man until, well, they were doing this little moment, which you think is a fight. But in actuality, it's a dance.
Why does he have the eye patch? I'm forgetting.
I think he had lost his eyes, and I don't actually know, actually. This is during his patch days.
Okay.
That's what he was known as. I think that's the only reason why they have it there. But all of a sudden, an explosion happens. Because of that, his claws popped out. And it ruined, it was a reflex. And unfortunately, it says, it ruined everything. And as he said, like, you will meet him in one day. To meet Muramasa. Uses men's souls to create greater and more terrible weapons. You will go there for your final test. Pray you do not fail. Again. So basically they're saying is you had one chance, one shot.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's put, okay, that I don't care for, but it makes sense in their old traditions. But yeah, he feels so upset. But then,
I guess it's like a clue he still has the rage in him.
Yep. And unfortunately, yeah. I that was you? I didn't know. Then why did you come after me? The explosion on the mountain. Was that you? No. I've been watching you for 3 days, hunkered down in a cave overlooking the village. When I heard the explosion, I saw I'd been spotted. 3 days. You killed Itsuo to draw me out, to get me to chase you? That's right. Once I'd accomplished my first objective, my orders were to let you spot me, then string you along to lead you back to Madripoor. Yeah, but you didn't chase me. Instead, you disappeared. Yeah, he basically went to find Muramasa, who would make him the Muramasa blade. He basically says, like, this will be my masterwork. Wait, hold on. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'll mention something when we're all done. But yeah, I basically feel like this will be amazing. So yeah, I basically said I never heard of him, and hold on. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
No, nothing. I'll say it later. But basically, yeah. So he makes his. We find out a bit more about Bucky. So once he tells him what he needed to know, he then says, like, I love this. You told me something I didn't know. Figured I ought to return the favor. So I do. We never find out what it was, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see that he's going to have his old orange and red costume as he returns to Muramasa, saying he wants his revenge. Thus, he gives him the blade, a blade that can cut through anyone, even with a healing factor.
Oh.
Yep. So, how was that?
That was, yeah, I remember that issue because I read it because it was like with Bucky, and somebody said you have to pick this up, and I did. I still would love to know what Wolverine told him. Somebody joked, said maybe he told him he slept with Black Widow.
Yep. You know what? You should do a meme about that.
There, I know, right?
Yep. You could just find that page and be like, so I told him, whatever. You could then put that in there.
That would be hilarious.
But yeah, that was a fun story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I know he goes back later to Bucky to make him pay back for what he did by shooting Dakin.
Yeah. Well, eventually, but not yet.
Yeah, no, it's later on down the road.
And there was also a what if that was told, which showed what if he got there sooner and killed Bucky and then took Dakin out of Itsu.
Right, and it showed that Dakin was still going to turn out the same way he did.
A son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was still a son of a bitch.
Yeah. No matter what he did,
but overall,
it still turned out bad.
Yep, but overall, the artwork was really good. Now, after this, we would eventually get Steve Dillon, may he rest in peace, his artwork for a good chunk of the ongoing, which we'll get to eventually. But yeah, this was a good start, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I thought it was too. Because, like I said, I read the other Origins. I didn't really get too much into this one except for the Bucky part. But it's really interesting to see him trying to kind of like figure out what's real, what's not real, who was involved in it. Like he said, he didn't even know Bucky was the one who killed his wife.
Killed her, yeah, killed Itsuo, yeah.
He was there for a whole other reason.
Exactly. He just want to know, did you do the explosives? That's all. Yeah. He's trying to fill in the blanks that he doesn't have answers to.
Yeah, so Bucky unwillingly admitted what he did.
Yep. And now eventually he would use Bucky to help him out later, saying, you owe me one. So
right. Yeah.
But that's not for later on. But still, this had so much great potential. And Wolverine Origins would last for 50 issues.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I kind of miss this type of development. I don't get it too much more in Marvel anymore. Like we were just talking about the Captain America book that just came out.
Yeah, and that's the case where they just rush right through and just shove it all in there. At least this one, there's a lot of, like, they rushed in to have him remember everything, but then they're like, but what does that mean?
Yeah, it's like, now he's got to tread through all those memories to find out what's not real.
But then you also have Jeff Lowe butting in and adding his own stuff to it.
Yeah.
But eventually, Way would be able to expand on what Loeb had done, and then Loeb would pick up the pieces later on.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good story. I like it. I like when they start going more into Wolverine's back history and him,
Yep.
They kept it interesting. Just because you remember didn't mean like it's over.
Exactly. In fact, I got another story we can go over next that I think you would find very interesting, because you know about Wolverine Origins, of course, but you know about Wolverine The End?
Yes.
Have you read it?
The End. It's been a while, but yes.
Oh, then not much of a noob then for that one.
No.
Yeah,
sorry.
But maybe I can do a regular review video next then.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Yep, but we'll see you all on the next one.
Thank you guys. Bye.